What I enjoy most about living in this home is that I always feel very connected with the people that are home, even though we're not sharing or being in the same space. When my dad is in the garden, like in the garden house, or when I'm upstairs, like because it's such an open floor plan and doors are not really doors but more sliding doors, it just feels a little bit more spacious. There's more sound coming through it, which makes it a lot more connected to each other. And I really enjoy this feeling of just being together in the house as a family. I'm Celie, I'm a curator and I've been living in this apartment with my dad in Amsterdam for over the past 5 years. The apartment is located in Amsterdam East and it's around 4 kilometers from the city center of Amsterdam. The area the apartment is located in is very new and it's very residential. There was a jail around the corner, but they closed it off like 10 years ago. So they're now building a lot of new flats, a lot of new houses. So it's also an upcoming area and neighborhood to be in. It's also next to the river called the Amstel, which goes through all of Amsterdam. And because of its location next to the river, it's also a very popular swimming spot. And it's very lively and very good to be in this neighborhood during the summertime. The building is built in 2020. It has 6 layers. The top layers are sold to a family. Then the 3rd layer is an apartment. And the first 2 layers is this apartment where I've been living with my dad for the last 5 years. He built this plot in Amsterdam and he put his own design or his own architecture in it. Each house in this street is kind of similar in height and surface, but it has his own special design and different architecture. The entryway, we have a front door that we share with the other users of this building. So the apartment above us apartment, but also the family that lives on the top floors. So the first hallway that you enter is communal, and then when you enter our front door in the building, you are standing right away in the kitchen and in the dining area. When you enter the apartment, you are standing right away in the kitchen area, but at the same time it's also the dining area, and it's also a space that we use to put up bookshelves, but also that we use to put on the piano. So it's a kind of multifunctional again, and a really open space. So this space actually has a lot of natural light again, because there are big windows that can be opened up all the way. And in contrast with this natural light, my dad chose to paint a lot of walls a darker color. And also the kitchen contains the same darker color. So there is a bit of contrast between a very light space with a lot of dark colors in it. The living room is actually quite unique because it's not attached to the main house, but you have to go through the garden to walk to the living room, which is kind of more in a separate building, almost like a studio or a garden house. And in this house there is a couch with a television. So it can be used as a living room, but also there's a desk. So my father often uses it also as his office. We can also use it as a studio because my brother, he stayed there for a while and he also built a bed in it. And there's also a shower and a toilet available. So again, it's a small and divided house, and it is a place where multiple purposes can be put in. For a family house, I would say the bathroom is also a bit unique. When you enter the stairs to go up to the 2nd floor, you are facing the bathroom right away. And this bathroom is placed in between the 1st and 2nd bedroom, so into the hallway. So it's kind of also part of the hallway. So it doesn't have a door, but you're just stepping right into the bathroom and just has a very simple but multifunctional small space. So it just has a shower and a sink, and that's all. It's just not very typical, I think, for a shared apartment because it doesn't have a door, but just kind of part of the hallway itself. The main bedroom belongs to my dad. It's the bedroom on the second floor, and it is a very bright and light bedroom because it has big windows with sliding doors that can be opened up all the way. And it's also very silent during the night because it's facing the inner courtyard of this house with the balcony to it. So during the night it's very quiet, and overall it's just a very pleasant and very light bedroom to be in. The second bedroom is also on the first floor. It's the same size as my dad's bedroom, where I'm currently staying in. It's facing the opposite side of the apartment, so it's facing the street side. Again, this bedroom has a lot of lights because of the big windows and the sliding doors. I would say it's just very small but very comfortable, and it has everything you need. The garden is actually the connection between the main house, the dining area, and the studio, so the living room that is standing in the garden. So it's the pathway that are leading to it. And this pathway, or like the floor, is designed by my brother. He works a lot with wood, and he also designs stuff with wood. So he created this design which contains a lot of roundings in the floor, and then in between the roundings there is like green with big trees, but also plants, flowers, also some herbs, whatever my dad's put in the ground. And I would say it's also a space that my dad puts a lot of passion into it and a lot of intention into it. He designed this apartment really as a family home. It's a kind of an open floor plan, so the rooms are kind of more open in structure and can be used for different purposes. Also, some rooms are now used as a bedroom, but before they were used as a hallway, so it kind of is changing who's living in it. And because I sometimes live here, but also sometimes my brother lives here, or sometimes my sister lives here, so we kind of switch it up, yeah, to the conditions that we're currently living with. I think my most favorite item in the home, but I would say it also for my dad, are the two artworks that are hanging in the kitchen, because they just have very intense colors and a very intense depiction of the sun actually. But it just really contrasts very beautiful, I think, with the dark kitchen in front of it and also the dark color on the wall. So it just puts a lot of character and a lot of like a taste to the space. In the summertime, I would say the garden. I think it's big enough to host a lot of friends and a lot of family, and to just have a barbecue outside. It's just also a very silent and quiet space because it's inside a courtyard, so it's just very comfortable to be in and to kind of share it with my family and with friends that are coming over. I always feel very connected with the people that are home, even though we're not sharing or being in the same space. So when my dad is in the garden, like in the garden house, or when I'm upstairs, like because it's such an open floor plan and doors are not really doors but more sliding doors, it just feels a little bit more spacious and a little bit more, there's more sound coming through it, which makes it a lot more connected to each other. And I really enjoy this feeling of just being together in the house as a family.
Could you tell us something surprising about yourself?
So over the past 10 years, I've always been saying that I would love to bike around a big lake that is in the Netherlands. It's called the IJsselmeer, and it takes like 2 days, maybe 2.5 days to bike around it. And now, after 10 years, I finally convinced my friends to go with me and do it finally.